Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. We're continuing our budget Mardu series, now looking at the red card draw instants and sorceries. So this is an interesting one for sure. I think generally a lot better than red card draw has been thus far. First of all, what do I mean by budget? I'm saying $2 or less, and I'm using the TCG market value for that. They are not a sponsor, right? Card draw is not a strength of red in general. Red instants and sorceries tend to have much more interesting options than many other card types when it comes to card draw. So yeah, all the other red card draw options, where I think some of them had very interesting effects, but this is actually getting into like, I would want this in a deck kind of thing. This might be my plan A for some of these. Honorable mentions, so 80 cents and under. Actually, I believe Burnout is 79 cents, and then Pirate's Pillage is under 20 cents, and then Raise to the Ground is under like 5 cents. So, anyway, Burnout, counter target interrupt spell if it is blue. It's very nice to have something where you can shut down blue. Especially if you're doing Mardu, you don't have anything that, like, you don't have counter spells. So counter spells being used against you is more of a concern. Raise to the Ground. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target artifact. If its mana value is 1 or less, draw a card. Again, it's not guaranteed card draw, but you can use it even if just using it to like blow up someone's like soul ring or something. That will give you that. And Pirate's Pillage, finally. So you do have to discard, but you draw 2 cards and create 2 treasures. I think there are a lot of similar cards to this. So this is, if you've got a card or a deck where you want like a lot of discard, this would be a nice addition. First up, Illuminate History. So discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white creature token. So this, I think, would actually be very good if you're focusing on more of an equipment deck, because having those creatures in hand, or having creatures on the battlefield, is kind of one of the main hassles with equipment decks. Anywho, it is 2 and 2 red, so it's not cheap, but it costs only 9 cents. So the CMC isn't cheap, but the price is. And yeah, being able to make a token just for like doing your card draw, that is very, very good in a deck that like it has a lot of equipment, just because you really just need a body to put the equipment on. It doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest creature, right? Explosion of Riches. So draw a card, then each other player may draw a card. And then if the other players draw a card, you do 5 damage to a random player. Okay, so this costs 6 in a red, so it's expensive, right? It is not cheap, but if you can get one person to draw that extra card, a lot of times everyone will, right? They don't want to be left out of the value train, and it's not like draw a card, take 5 damage. It's draw a card, 5 damage to someone, right? If you have 3 opponents, it's a 1 in 3 chance that you get 5 damage. And you might end up actually damaging someone else when you do it, so I think there's a lot more incentive with this than there are in other cards. Anyway, it is a whole 3 cents. Seize the Spotlight. Okay, I love vote cards, so this is very high up on my list. Each opponent chooses Fame or Fortune. For each who chose Fame, gain control of a creature that player controls until end of turn. I especially like that the options, they're both bad options for them, but one is the one where they don't give you the card draw. That's the one that probably will be like the biggest hurt to them. Untap those creatures, they gain haste until end of turn. For each player who chose Fortune, draw a card and create a treasure token. So yeah, your opponents are going to choose either give you a creature for a turn or give you a card and a treasure each. That can be 3 cards and 3 treasures. Again, this only costs 3 to cast, and it can make you 3 treasure tokens. You can very possibly get this for free. Being able to steal a creature for a turn, that's actually an effect that usually costs like 3 anyway, so I think either way, you're pretty happy. But yeah, just having the vote is great. Anyway, okay. 109. And what is your favorite red budget card draw spell? Okay, so this is kind of the end, or not quite the end. I guess I'm doing niche ones after. So, but what is your favorite one? Especially on a budget, I guess. That's hard to say. Oh, and please hit like and subscribe. That really helps. Collective Defiance. As you can see, the Outlaws of Thunder Junction had a reprint of that. It has Escalate, which I really like as well. Usually it's 1 a red. If you want to choose 1, you can choose more though and pay 1 extra for each other mode. This is basically like a card that has other cards attached to it. So yeah. Again, you can target player discards their hand and draws that many cards. You probably want to use that on yourself. If you know someone has something in hand that you want to get rid of, you could use it for that as well. Deal 4 damage to target creature and deal 3 damage to target creature. So you've got a lot of like targeted removal attached to this as well. Definitely worth the 1 extra mana for 4 damage or even 3 damage. 1 colorless extra mana is well worth it. Anyway, 7 cents for that one. Finally, our number 1 is Mishra's Command. So this is an X-cost spell, which I do also like, and it lets you choose 2 options. Again, target discards X cards, draw that many cards. Again, you have that discard draw thing. Deal X damage to target creature, deal X damage to target planeswalker. So you could just choose to like do a whole pile of damage to a creature and a planeswalker if you want to. Target creature gets +X+0 until end of turn and gains haste. Anyway, yeah. So that is very, very good. I do wish it was at instant speed instead of sorcery speed. That's my one major criticism of this one, but I think as long as you know something is going to be unblockable, you can use it to like get the win in. Especially if your commander has something that makes them unblockable, just go for commander damage, right? Anyway, 18 cents. The List. Illuminate History is 9 cents. Explosion of Riches is 3 cents. This is a risky one, but I think could be very good. Seize the Spotlight, $1.09. Probably I think almost the best one on the list, but a lot more expensive. Collective Defiance, 7 cents. And Mishra's Command, 18 cents. So Collective Defiance and Mishra's Command. The flexibility, I think that's what puts them ahead of Seize the Spotlight, is that you can really tailor it to the situation. Anywho, alright, take it easy.